good morning.
Good morning, Dreama. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, my dear?
Running late as usual, but I'm here.
I was like that little countdown. I was saying da 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 da.
Like, I don't know what happened to the music because it
I
used to
know.
do
Used to
some
play.
like, yeah, something like that.
Welcome to No Bullshit Friday. Yay.
Yes, it's Shannon and Dreama
And
again.
dream
Best
at it
day,
again.
best day on the road.
Yep, for a whole week we did this. Yay. We deserve a prize today. I say
Oh,
milkshakes or something.
our prize is talking about soul contract.
Yes, oh, that's our grand prize, yeah.
Yeah.
And our surprise. Yeah. Surprise! Welcome. Yeah.
Did you get better sleep last night?
No, not really. I thought I was sleeping good, but I always wake up and I'm like, wow, did I sleep at all? I don't even know. I'm like, I was having dreaming about, wow, I was dreaming some old stuff last night, which was really weird. People I haven't seen in 20 years. And I was walking.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't dream about these people. And I was in the house and um, I don't know. It was just really strange. So I could trying to put that together, but and then I woke up. You actually probably when you're dreaming, it's only lasting for seconds or minutes,
Oh, I
really.
know. Isn't that
And then
weird?
you wake up and you're like, "Have I been in this dream for like hours?"
Right.
And it's only seconds long. It's really yeah. But yeah, so that was your rest.
It was good. It was good. It was really hard to get out of bed. I was sleeping pretty soundly.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Somebody
Ah, yeah.
saying hello.
Yeah. Uh,
So we
yep.
went from talking about ancestral karma, and now we're going to talk about soul contracts today.
Yes, for sure. We're gonna do that. Sorry, I had an interruption.
No, that's okay.
Interruption. But anyway, a
That's okay.
question.
We should probably talk about how. I mean, it's intertwined with the ancestral karma stuff on some level, but it's just what us humans have needed to label things and compartmentalize so that we understand them.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
what is the difference between soul contracts
And an
and
agreement.
and well, yeah, it's an agreement, but in in relationship to ancestral karma.
Oh, soul contracts in relationship to ancestral karma. That's a good question. Um, because I think we make contracts, with people way before we incarnate. You know what I'm saying? As for connecting to uh I think that has a lot to do with our ancestral karma because I think haven't I mean I've met people that they were connected way before they ever met in this incarnation. You know what I mean? And they knew it. They
Yeah,
were like, "Oh yeah, we met in a past incarnation somewhere." And so there was so we've always been in the same family. You know what I'm saying? Or something weird like that.
right.
So I think that has a lot to do with it. Give me your input. I mean, because I know
I agree with that. I agree with
yeah,
that. I mean, granted, you you may have been like, I don't know, in prison with that person. That
right, right.
I
But
think Michael Murdad uses that. I don't know if you've ever listened to him. I think he's incredibly dynamic and easy to listen to because he's funny. You
yes,
know, I don't necessarily buy everything that he talks about, but I do like him and like listening to his podcast. But he that's what he says. He's like, you might have an instant connection with somebody, and you spend so much time getting kind of like re-enmeshed with them in this lifetime, but it may have been that you guys were just in prison together,
it's
because and it was like kind of a joke, but kind of not.
right, exactly. Well, I've met people that were they would be like, well, I know that before that we were somehow connected. We could have been brother and sister, and now we're husband and wife. Um, or we're, this person. I had one. It was like, I know that she was like my mother in a past life.
And I think when
I married.
I when I first started hearing, and like learning about soul contracts, and of course, nobody's going to know everything. Just
Yes,
not
exactly.
possible. I was
Yep.
really hung up on how could you be, married to your brother or sister or whatever. And
Right.
it's
Yeah.
it's the soul incarnated into a different form. I mean, it just that's it's on a soul level, not on a physical
Right.
human level.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I was at. Well, you're from different places, but there was a reason you searched each other out. You had to find that soul again to feel like you found, that. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, because I was doing some reading, of course, and I mean, I'm not like you said. I don't have no claim to fame. Like I know everything. No way. In fact, I tell my clients, I'm actually everything what I'm giving you is downloaded. I'm just the filter here that spirit
Hmm.
uses. I'm just downloading and giving it to you. I'm the messenger. Don't shoot the paper man or the mailman. The paper man. And
Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah.
yeah, don't shoot the messenger because I'm just doing the message. So I don't have it all. My understanding of, of everything. I only
Right.
have the greatest understanding of what's been downloaded to me. When you experience it, nobody can talk you out of it. A theory,
Right.
somebody can talk you out of a theory or something you're just thinking. But once you've
Hmm.
experienced it, nobody can talk you out of it. So,
Right.
upon that standing, soul contracts and what we've been through for this last week about lineage and moving through and healing. And it was really cool because yesterday, then my client, we basically went right back to that, which was perfect. It just sort of set me up for that uh, experience yesterday. After I did the podcast in the morning, I had a client in the early afternoon, and that was, we got on that very subject, just clearing that family soul for families. Do you think families can have a soul contract? Well, yeah,
Well,
I
yeah.
believe so, definitely.
Yeah.
And families
It's
can
probably the biggest one,
that
actually.
it. I believe that. Yeah, it just hit me, family, because I started to say family soul contracts, and I'm like, where'd that come from? But it's because it's definitely very connected to the whole scope of things, you know.
Hmm.
So it was really absolutely right along the line of where we've been for a week. This has been an awesome week. I just want to thank everybody that's joined us off and on, that has watched. I thank Shannon for her gifts and just being
Thank
here
you.
and
You're
having
welcome.
this beautiful time with me this week. It's been, I've been tired and sort of droopy eyed at times, but it's been really good. I wake up and I'm like, wow, this is really something. You get up and you do it, and then you're like, wow, this is really great, because it
Yeah.
stirs up things within you that you know are truth, and
Hmm.
that the things that you validate and you walk by every day of your life, and by the spirit, so that's a great thing. Stirs that up inside of you in the morning when you first get up. Get that juice going. But soul contracts,
Somebody
though,
juiced you.
yesterday, yeah, so this family, this we call it clearing, and the stuff
You
that we
want to say
went through,
lineage?
I can't say the word. I do not know why, but it just like I was screwing it up yesterday too with
A,
this lady. Family
a, a
lineage,
dryer gets lintage.
yeah, yeah, genealogy, your family, your history, all that goes back, like you said, 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. We're working on, and we can literally change the dynamics of what has happened in the family. I believe that,
Hmm.
um, through healing, bringing healing to those places. So soul contracts, what are they? I think we're just going to go with, like, what are they? What
Yeah.
are they?
Should I should I put up the little list that you kind of found online and talk about?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah, let's start there.
There's actually a lot of books out there too. I pulled
There's a
out
lot of
four
great,
that I have.
a lot of great
Um,
books. I
yeah,
found that too.
and they are not always called the same thing. Sometimes they're called sacred contracts.
Yeah, sacred
There's
contracts.
another.
I heard a lady about 5 years ago, it had to be, and she was talking about that you even make contracts with, like, your dog and your
Yeah.
cat. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. And she was talking about her cat, or this cat that was like laying by the road or something, and the contract that the cat had. And at the time I was like, oh man, this is just too much for me. Click. I can't do it. I can't do this. Maybe it might have been 10 years ago. And now I think I would listen a little more optimistically. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. I mean, she was
In
like
fact,
contract with squirrels. She was like contract
mhm,
everything. Everything
yeah.
has it.
Was
What
it
do you,
Danielle? Was it Danielle McKinnon? McKinnon. This book
did she talk
was
about
it? Was it
squirrels?
her? She kind of came by an understanding through being an empath for animals. And in
Maybe
fact,
that's
I didn't
it.
get far into it because I'm like, why did I come here? Like, like, so, so where do I get to the meat and potatoes? That's not why
Yeah,
I'm here. So,
yeah. It was just a
but yeah,
little
she was
outrageous
one
for
of them.
yeah, it was a little outrageous for me. And I was like, I don't believe I came here to contract with a squirrel. Sorry. Click. I was like, I like to eat squirrels.
You do what?
Your face, you're like, holy crap.
Well, you're so country.
Yeah, shoot
I'm
me
glad
some.
we were talking about a skunk. Ugh.
No, I wouldn't eat a skunk, but Buddy Squirrel is real good.
I guess it depends on how hungry you are, right?
It's like rabbit or no offense to anybody that doesn't eat squirrels, it's okay. Everybody's got their own thing, but some people like to eat all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, they eat bugs and all kinds
Austin
of
pepper. I mean, it is going to be Easter.
yeah, yeah. Hassan Papa. I used to make that. Hassan Papa.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we had rabbit and all kinds of stuff. That's what we do. That's what we do. I don't ever eat no possum though. That's a rat.
I
I
draw the
wouldn't eat
line at possum.
I wouldn't eat that. No rats. No rats allowed in my pot. Anyway. I just
Okay.
had a, I just had a thought, sorry. Anyway, it's good to start the morning with laughter. It makes you feel better. Okay, so we're back to soul contracts.
With
Um,
what?
soul contracts, back on
No,
that.
it's good to start the morning with what?
Laughter.
Oh,
Remember
laughter. I thought
laughter.
it was some animal I didn't hear of.
No, laughter, being
Okay,
happy,
gotcha.
setting the course for a good fun day. It's good. I need that.
Yes.
Just,
Oh, so do you want me to pull that up?
yeah, go ahead, honey.
All
Yep,
right.
I'll shut
You,
up.
you can start talking about it. The first couple we kind of decided weren't the most important um, things on the list, but I mean they're worthy of a discussion,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
worthy of just going through a little bit that you chose your name and date of birth. Um, your time, date, and place of birth are no coincidence. Neither are your name. I believe that. I mean, it's your thoughts were given by your parents that carry a unique energetic signature. I like the energetic signature. That's really cool. And we
Hmm.
and we're agreed upon to help you understand your life purpose, strengths, and your personal blueprint. I love the word personal blueprint. That is just
Yes.
really, really good. Um, because you are so unique. There's nobody like you. You
Hmm.
choose your family. This can be challenging to hear, but you did this to enable yourself to learn specific lessons and broaden your awareness at a higher level. We even sometimes agree to endure abusive or extreme relationships to help us reawaken for the purpose of the planet. That's a hard pill to swallow. A lot of people, I know that people sometimes get irritated or not irritated. Well,
Yeah.
it's not a comfortable thing when somebody's sitting there saying, you chose this,
Right. But
why
you didn't choose it on a conscientious level. You chose it um,
you chose it
because
in
you
a,
decided to incarnate to learn some lessons involving that. You're not
exact,
at fault.
yeah, exactly.
It's
And
not
you
a
didn't.
blame.
No, there's no blame. And that's not what it's about. It's about just, I look back at my life and I said, wow, some of these stupid things I did. And then I say, oh, I chose that experience to have this experience for a reason because it brought me to where I'm at. And it's made me expand into the person I am. I would never be here without the
Right.
journey that taking different you and certain people in your family and taking on different archetypes in their lives. So, for example, your parents or siblings may have been your children before. This is often arranged for purpose of releasing karma. Back to that, releasing that stuff. Number three, your soul family helps with you with healing. Various people are destined to come into your life to help you heal something from past lives or from this lifetime. These people have agreed with spirit to enter your life to help you understand what emotions with greater clarity so you can reach greater levels of compassion and forgiveness. That's a beautiful thing right there. That's, you know,
Hmm.
these people, you make these soul agreements and you say, I'm gonna be part of your, I'm contracting with you to be your husband, to be your wife, to be your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, because it's going to help you advance towards your soul purpose, what you
Hmm.
came here for. And um, you know, I think that we were sort of talking about this last night because I was saying, uh, if you if some people, not everybody could handle, think about it, not everybody could handle fame and fortune, because I was talking about this with my client yesterday, and she's very much, um, she's like, she, cares and thinks it's great that people have a platform, a great platform, like some of these great people that we know are that are very, um, I would not going to say names, but they are like spiritual gurus out there. Their
Oh,
names are very well known all over the world. Okay,
yeah.
they're like spiritual gurus, and she's like, that's cool and everything. She said, but a lot of times, she said that's not where it's at. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we just talked about that a little bit, and then I was thinking, yesterday, not everybody is able to handle that type of a platform. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because we get into ego and
Yeah.
and then we're off balance, we're off center, and we all think we could, oh, I want to be famous, or I want to be on, I want to have this great platform, but really, is that really what you came here for? Is that what you incarnated for? If you did, nothing's going to stop it. But
Hmm.
if you didn't come for that, there's a reason why that has not been offered to you, or that door has not opened for you.
Right.
Just like uh, somebody gets rich. Not everybody can handle being a millionaire. Everybody thinks they can, but look how many people win the lotto, win millions of dollars, and 6 months to a year later, they're flat broke.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a term in Sanskrit for that, and I'll it's like if you're not prepared to if you haven't earned it and haven't learned the lessons in order to earn it, it becomes fickle, and it doesn't stay with you. So you have
yeah,
to learn the lessons in order to be able to continue to hold that, you know, within your temporary possession, I suppose. But that's why a lot of teachers or a lot of traditions teach detachment
yes,
because.
yes.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, exactly. When you were saying that, I was picturing, how we sometimes say, wow, they've got broad shoulders, they can carry it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's
Well,
what I
they're
was
teaching detachment so that you focus on the things that are really your soul's purpose, because you know abundance might be your soul, and healing into abundance, but abundance doesn't necessarily mean um, yachts and mansions and those types of things. It's just being okay with what you've earned for yourself and are able to maintain, and that
that's
you can just be as ascended as anybody else. It does there's no um gauge in the in that realm, or that ascended realm, not like we have here. It's not the
yeah,
same thing. Success isn't gauged by monetary earnings.
that's true, because that is it's more than that, more than monetary. It's health, it's blessing, it's having joy in your life, having
Mhm.
having enough, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, you can go to other countries, like, where I went to India. These people don't have like what we have. Some
Right.
some of them some of them, like 10 people, live in a small little teeny house, but they're so happy. You would not believe, they're just so overjoyed with the simplest little things,
Yep.
because their ideas are not like ours, you know what I mean? We just like, oh, you want to get me a gift? I'll take a new car, or something huge, it's got to be huge. And for it's just our ideals are so different. Our ideals of because they've been set by and programmed by a standard. This is what beauty looks like. This is what wealth looks like. This is what, this is what this is what a healthy person looks like. This is what an
Mm-hmm.
unhealthy person looks. It's all these standards that have been set through uh, media, and we've been told, programmed, this is what it's supposed to be like. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, back to soul contracts. Oh, so your family comes here to help you move through these things. That is part of the
Contract.
contract. Yeah, sorry.
Well, and that's and that's what's intertwined with the ancestral karma too.
Yes, life events number 4. Life
Oops,
events help.
I gotta get
Life
to the other
events.
screen to scroll down. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Life events help you with healing. Whatever events transpire in your life, they arise to help you evolve to a higher state of consciousness. These events can be both good and bad. Try to hold off judgments as they are happening and look for the bigger picture. Perhaps you didn't get that huge mortgage because you're being called by spirit to a different spiritual journey. I love that because when I
Yeah.
read that, I thought that's exactly how I felt a few years ago when I had this huge idea, and we were just about ready to buy this big house on 10 acres, and I was going to, just fulfill all the dreams I have for the medicine woman expansion. I want to build a
Mm-hmm.
sweat. I want to build a sweat lodge, and I want to do this, and I want to have gatherings, and I want to have meditation and yoga in the yard, and all kinds of things. And then
Right.
it fell right down the toilet and cracked and burned, and I was like, it was just really bummed me out. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? I thought this was
Right.
a good thing. And we all do that. Oh, well, this was a good thing. Why didn't it move forward? Why didn't I get that building? Why didn't that house come through? Why didn't and the spirit's like, no, because it's not timing. And if you did that, if that was to happen for you, you would not be the same person that you are right now. Maybe you would have, walked into a bunch of crap that you didn't need. And so that was not part of the agreement. So I think that's why it fell away. It's like and just dropped off. Um, Okie doke. Okay. Um, Okie doke. Gotcha. So I'm gonna. So that was what, number 4? Yeah, I'm gonna keep sharing with you all the soul contracts. So we're gonna go down to that was about life events helping you heal, and possibly we don't always get what we want, but we get what we need, and that's the key. Cool. Um,
I meant to mention on the last one, you were saying like sometimes you don't get what you want,
mhm.
and that ends up being for a greater purpose. It's just
Yeah.
like when God closes a door, he opens a window. That
Yeah.
it's the same thing. I'm sorry
Oh,
to
that's
interrupt.
No, no, that's all right. That's the truth. And that has happened. But, I mean, everybody I know's got their stories. It's happened to me repeatedly. I seem like I go in a direction, and then the door shuts on me, and then I go in another direction. And
Right.
I've been, I want, because I have this idea in my mind what it's supposed to look like. That's another thing. We get this fixed idea. Well, this is what success looks like. This is what it's supposed to feel like. And who told you that? You know?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I told myself that because I'm trying to live up to a standard that I see others at. I'm trying to, become like the old saying, I want to be like the Joneses, the next door, the people that I see over here, and they're doing it right. And so they've got great expansion, and they've got all this blessing flowing, and they've got, no, don't judge yourself against somebody else. That is the worst path you can go down. And as a woman, we do it all the time. Look at her hair. Look at her. Look at her. I don't know if guys go through that or not, but women do it all the time. We look at other women and, or the
Yeah,
way
I
the
don't know.
media frames women in, and this is how women should be. And
Hmm.
it's not the way it is. So number 5, we're still on soul contracts. You have free will. You incarnated on this planet to be at a specific time and place with a soul purpose. I love that. I
Yes.
love that. It is so true. And if we just
So
come,
I think that leads to um, you're able to cancel contracts or
Yeah.
fulfill them. I mean, I'm sure people have fulfilled tons of them and canceled tons of them, just not necessarily um, with a conscientiously,
Yes. Do you
but
think
you
that
can.
we have a special contract that we take with our parents, and that's why we feel so? A lot of times, not everybody, but we feel very in like we have to be there for them.
I would probably go so far as to say probably not any, because we're all, our own soul, in a collective consciousness or
Okay.
unconsciousness. I think probably not. Yeah, because there's some things that those relationships specifically are meant to teach us, but I
Yes.
don't know that they're um, more unique or than. And you're probably gonna, you're gonna learn your most basic foundational lessons in the environment in which they create. But I
Hmm.
don't know that they're any more special than another one, like a
Okay.
spouse
Like,
or
like a,
friendships.
right, like a spouse or a friendship, right? Yeah, I do believe what you just said, though. They do have a unique unique lessons that come with that relationship that you're not going to
Right.
get with any other relationship between a father daughter, a daughter and her mother. It's just a unique thing
Right.
going on there. And I think a lot of times the mother, when you're the daughter for a long time, and then all of a sudden you're the mother, and then
Yeah.
they're the daughter. It plays out differently because you always say to yourself, I'm not going to do the things my mother did to my daughter,
Right.
you know, and why, I don't know why we do that, but there's
And
things that,
then we find ourselves, oh my God, I sound just like my mom.
yeah, exactly. Oh my God, my mother.
Well, it might
And
not be the thing that you vowed not to do, though.
no,
So
but you find yourself thinking the thoughts or doing the habits or, wow, I'm doing just like my mom used to do. I'm
yes,
sitting there crossing my legs, like my mom always had her legs crossed. That's a big habit, that's hard
right.
to get out, but it's weird. Okay, number five, I think where we are, well, you have a free will. You incarnated here with the sole purpose. However, one thing that's not predetermined is your free will and choice. That
Right.
means you decide how you want your life to unfold once you get here. Whilst
Right.
these decisions are seen as your fate, one thing that you cannot change is your destiny. Your destiny is essential to experience the unconditional love of the universe, and it can take many lifetimes and many dimensions to in order to fully return to oneness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just kind of like that analogy that we've used before, that we're gonna we're all in our own canoe, but we're like in, whether we're in the same river or not, however you want to think of it, doesn't matter. And you can choose to paddle down that canoe, that river, any way you choose. But ultimately, you're still going to come to your destination at the end of that river, or the dock that you're supposed to get the hitch a ride back to.
Here we go.
The,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we're going down the river. Yeah.
Yeah, but one way or another, you're going down. The current is still going to flow, and you're going to go down that river regardless.
That's
So
right. Yes, that's right. And that's part of yeah, whether you like it or not, you're going.
yeah,
There are also several other opportunities to leave Earth, the Earth plane, during this course of your life, which present themselves as exit points. I thought this was interesting. At these times, you'll get the chance to either stay or go. Once you fully accept that path, that pact has been made at a higher level, it will often release the fear and pain associated with the crossing and enables you to recognize everything is unfolding perfectly as you are just waking up from a dream. I thought that
oh, you're on number six.
I'm
Sorry.
still number six. Yeah. I thought that was really weird. That was one of them when I read through that. I'm like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. That you choose your death. Yeah. The
Well,
moment
it
you die,
probably depends on.
the way you die
Uh,
has been predetermined by your contract. I don't know about that because, on the other hand, I believe that if we eliminate resistance in our life, you know what I mean, and we're constantly we come into a state of allowing that resistance to flow out and just not holding on to stuff. I'm not holding on to this shit. I'm gonna let it go. That's
right.
gonna allow your body to come into more homeostasis, to be more clear, And you're not gonna, when you hold on to things, it creates a stagnance in your energy field, which can solidify and turn
Right.
into a growth or something that you don't want, a dis-ease. So if we're
Right.
to get rid of that, we're not going to die of no dis-ease. I don't believe that's
I
not
don't.
reincarnation. We didn't
Yeah,
incarnate.
that's like a hard and fast belief in destiny, and that you don't have any you don't have an ability. That almost negates the free will in some
Yeah,
way. So those are like contradictory, I think, a
I
little bit.
do.
Maybe I'm
That's
not
what,
thinking about it on the same right level, but I mean, if you chose a sedentary life at some point versus an active life, chances are you might have a different outcome on how when you actually leave and how you leave.
yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, you choose your death. I don't know about that. I think a lot of times, well, I guess if you choose to sit there and stew in your whatever self-pity or aggravation or people hurt me, that's going to be toxic to you. You are creating a toxic environment, and you will be choosing an earlier death than letting go of all that and moving forward and getting out of there and going hiking and getting out and enjoying Mother Earth and just moving forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you said, a stagnancy there. That's not healthy for you. So
Yeah, I don't know that I'm not. I would agree with that. Like, I don't think that one's
I don't agree with that thing. So that's one of my I had a bump in the road, and I'm like, okay. Number 7, you are not alone. We are all given some help along the way by our guides, angels, multidimensional aspects of ourselves. To fulfill your soul contract, you have access to spirit guides, angels, which change over time with your life. As your life unfolds, the more self-awareness you become, the more you develop and trust your psychic gifts, the more you'll be able to receive and translate the signs and symbols, and these will ensure you remain committed to your highest mission. So this
Mhm.
is we're at number 7. You are not alone, which we know that. I know that all the time. I know many of you wouldn't be tuning in and watching us if you didn't believe that you're not alone.
Right.
Because
You're
that's what
not alone.
you're not alone. You're in that you have guides, your angels, those that are with you, to help guide you in this journey, and to help fulfill that contracts and things that you have and agreements that you have taken on, to be as expanded as you can. Um, and I think, the more that I learn, the more synchronistic it seems. I mean, what were the things you were drawn to as a child?
Me,
Personal.
fantasy things, and I never really played with dolls so much. I was more an outside kid. I played sports.
Okay.
Um, I was surrounded by boys,
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
lots of tussling and
Yeah. Oh man,
because
that's
it
a
was all boys. I was just like another boy. And then a point, you grow up enough, and that kind of splits off, because things aren't the same. But yeah,
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, you're like, I don't think I look like a boy anymore. What happened?
it was more the adults, I think, because so like I tell the story. Um, so this one time my aunt, their honorary aunt and uncle,
Mm-hmm.
went on vacation, and they had a farm, and so we stayed on the farm and took care of the farm, but they took their oldest boy with them, and then they had two younger boys. And when they came back, so that would have been so just been my brother and I that were my sister hadn't been born yet. They brought back like three like toy toolboxes and a doll. I was so mad. I was
Oh,
so mad. I think there was like a little like shovel or some kind of thing in one of the toolboxes, and I buried
yeah.
that doll in the yard. I was
Oh,
so
no
mad.
way. That's hilarious. Okay.
Like,
Wow.
I lost it. I don't know where it's
Yeah.
at. I'm so mad
Wow.
about that.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
So this
personal.
is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you're good.
I was going to move on to the next thing, but you had a story, so go ahead.
No, I'm gonna interject a little bit. What I was thinking about was how what the dude was saying here. Dude was
Yes,
saying,
the synchronicity happens, and it says when you're fully aligned to your soul's purpose. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I think some people can be fully aligned to their purpose and not necessarily be awake or aware.
oh,
I'm not sure that that's. that you'll notice unless you're just going to be aware.
Yeah, you observe a synchronicity and strange coincidences occurring. Another reliable clue from spirit is that you're following your highest path. When you're following your highest path is when you encounter the right people at the right time. These people have been placed in your path to deliver information, guidance, and assistance. I love that. When you're going along
Yeah,
your path and you run into people and all of a sudden, bam, it's just like bam, 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 things just line up like dominoes for you. And I
yeah.
believe that that's synchronicity. That's the way we're supposed to live. We're supposed to live this kind of a life where it's just connected. We walk in
Mhm.
someplace and hey, it's you, and I've been trying to get a hold of you for weeks or whatever, and just people line things and situations line up. And but what I was thinking is when you were earlier was how when we're even children, those things align for us. That contracts that we've made are making alignment for us and making room for us for the future. When I was a child, I had a little doctor bag. I had a little nurse's kit, and my mom would take newspapers and make me a little nurse's hat, and I would go off into the woods with my friends. I had like little friends, and I would be like, I am the doctor now. If anybody gets hurt, I'd stop and I will doctor you up. And so I remember that as my earliest memory. And I think that was so in alignment with what was already going on in my soul contract.
Mhm.
I came here to be a healer. And then I would take all my dolls and I would operate on them and cut them open. And I would like, then I was like, what are you
You
doing? And
would cut it. I mean, I would be concerned that there was something wrong with
there
you
was
if you're
stuffing
cutting
inside.
your
I would
dolls
cut
open.
there was stuffing in them. I'm like, cut them open, and then I would get a needle and thread, and I would sew them back together. I had all these intentions.
Oh, okay.
I was
Well,
operating. I was doing surgery on my dolls. Well,
I
that was
would.
the ones that were stuffed. The rest of the plastic ones, I couldn't cut open the plastic ones. I was like, these were the ones that got a fever and needed healing, sick. So I would line them up, and I would be like talking, and I would be giving them medicine and taking care of them, and then I would
Okay.
connect with spirit and stuff. But wow, so that was very
I would be
foretelling.
concerned as a like your parent that there was something like really wrong.
Well, if that I did, you know, I
You were sewing them back up, so
yeah,
that's
so
probably a good
back
indication
my
that you had
doctor
good
kit,
intentions.
my doctor kit there, and I had a mask on and everything. I
You
was
weren't
like,
you weren't preparing to commit homicide at some point in your
no,
future.
I was just preparing to be a surgeon, a spiritual surgeon, and so that's what I do. So hey, it was all in preparation. That was my soul contract. I said I'm going to be a healer, and that's what I am. So that's cool. It was just like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Usually, you can go back and look at your childhood, and it will reflect back to you some contracts that you made, so that you had to move to the place that you're at. So that's I
Right.
guess my whole scheme of what I'm trying to say here. But anyway, number 9. You can break a soul contract. That's a big one.
Yes.
When you feel that your agreement no longer is serving your growth, or you actually are standing in your way, it's possible to free yourself from them. For some people, this will truly allow them to blossom on their spiritual journey and actually helps them to better serve the planet by raising overall consciousness. For example, if you've recognized a contract around poverty consciousness that is no longer serving your highest
Mhm.
purpose, you can say the following: about I acknowledge that I feel fear about not having enough money, and that is no longer serving my spiritual path. With the power of my higher self, I release this fear back to the universe for the greatest good, to be transformed into the highest form of love and light. I love that. That's beautiful.
Mhm.
You can
Yeah.
use
And
you
you
can
can do that with
utilize.
anything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can do that with anything. You can just, say, I release this. And in fact, that's what we're planning on doing at the end of this today. We're
Yeah.
gonna do a release and for everyone, and you can just send your connect through your consciousness to this release, and it'll be really awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like saying a prayer and that you wish to release whatever it is.
yes,
So,
releasing. So breaking that soul contract, that's very powerful. A contract, they're talking about contracts with poverty. You could have contracts with all kinds of things, right?
oh
Uh,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be something.
it doesn't have
Um,
to be a person. It can be a contract with it with have you ever met somebody? I've met people that say they have constantly have accidents. I'm
Hmm.
accident prone. This is what they'll say. I'm accident prone.
I'm
Everywhere I go,
clumsy.
I have accidents. I'm so clumsy. Why? Why? And then they'll go out to an account and tell you, I ran into this. I had 3 accidents that year. I had this happen this year. And so I
Hmm.
think that is some kind of a soul contract they could break. I'm
Yeah.
breaking the contract with myself to have accidents. I don't even
Yeah,
know why
and
I'm talking
each of them
about
might
this, but
have their own purpose, and it seems to be how spirit brings a message. But they might have lots of things to end.
yes, that you want to break that contract with. So so get that ready in your consciousness today. So when we do this, if you want to break some contracts today, you can send that out there to the spirit when we
Hmm.
do this final ceremony at the end. But number 10, you can clear karmatic debt. Now, this is really in alignment with what we've been talking about.
Yeah,
Um, Forgive yourself and others and free yourself from karmatic cycles. You want to say the following: I forgive anyone that has harmed me in this lifetime, anywhere, on any dimension, and I forgive all debts and erase all karma. I choose the light for myself and my choose
all
the
myself.
true light for myself and all selves, all
Well, that
myself.
and
Oh,
if people are familiar with inner child work, that could
yes,
be all the selves that
all
you're referencing.
selves. Yeah, because I was like, who's all myself? Okay, I
Well,
was
I mean, it
young
depends on
on.
how you think of your multidimensional self,
I was
but
thinking
if
of
anybody's
timelines.
familiar with that, then
Yeah,
your inner child.
yep. I was thinking all my selves would be my timelines of who I've been.
Yes, I mean
Uh,
it is. It is
yeah,
that
because
too, but we got to cast a wide net.
yes,
Not
exactly.
everybody's familiar with all that, so
Yep, I agree. You will feel gratitude if this has been achieved successfully, as forgiveness happens in layers and may take many attempts before you yield a true gratitude or feel a true
right.
gratitude.
Well,
Yeah.
and you might not be prepared yet to. I mean, you forget the things that you can, and the things that you're still learning the lesson because you're still holding on to sadness, anger, whatever. That might take years and years to get to all of the things that you're trying to release, but you just go through what you can.
Yeah, exactly. You're releasing today what's on the table. That's what a lot of times I'll say, push everything off the table. You're not pushing everything off the table for eternity. You're pushing off the table what's in front of you right now. That's all you can move. You can't move stuff that's not in front of you. If it's, because it comes up in what would you call it? Sort of sections, or whatever, parts, This is what I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with anger about this.
Oh, the
Um,
next one is a similar one. It
and you
would
can
be
clear ancestral agreements, release ancestral agreements by stating the following with focused intent. I now reject any and all vows that I accepted in order to experience the illusion of unconsciousness and separation from source. As the light bearer of my genetic lineage, I break these vows for myself and my ancestors, and I declare these vows null and void in this incarnation and all of the incarnations across time, space, parallel realities, parallel universes, alternate universes, planetary systems, all sources, systems, and dimensions. And I ask for a release of all crystal
wow.
devices, uh, what? Implants, negative thought forms, and limiting emotions. I thought that said
The patterns, like
mattresses.
patterning,
What is that word?
conditioning. What
Is that
what word?
mate? Is that,
Matrices?
well, yeah, what the heck is that?
I don't know. But
I thought it,
I mean,
I
in
thought it said
in
I thought it said mattresses. Like what?
like matrix, matrices, I think that's
Oh,
what that
okay.
means,
It's like
like
a
multiple
matrix.
matrix.
Matrix veil, dark cellular memory.
So
That's it.
basically, whatever you're into.
Yeah, genetic limitation and the illusion of death. I break and release all these vows and break them now. Now, now.
Yeah,
Yes. I'm free. I am free. I'm
I
free.
mean,
I am
that's
divine.
probably a term for something that we use a different term.
I'm divine. I reclaim my natural power and co-create with my source. No bullshit. That's awesome. I I take my inner source for the voids left behind to fill my harmony, love, joy, happiness, spiritual growth, and prosperity on all levels.
So what
All
do you
levels.
do you think this is just kind of a like a deep question, but do you think that if you were to break all these things, if you were supposed to and clear all these things from your path,
Mm-hmm.
would you essentially then ascend?
No. I
No,
think,
because you're creating new contracts as you
yes.
go.
Yep. Yeah. I think you're definitely going to feel some difference, honestly.
Oh yeah, your
You're
life
going
would
to
look
feel
much
some difference.
different.
You can feel the difference with when you say the words "I am free." When you
Yes.
say "I'm free," you see expansion. Just say to yourself, "I'm bound." You feel like you're closing in. I'm free.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can come at this from a different angle too, like declaring yourself sovereignty, free of all these things, um,
Yes. Love
all
that.
in one fell swoop. Just depends on the person's individuality and their uniqueness and what they feel like, how the angle and they want to, I guess, attack it. But
Yes, I love that. That's good. I like what they said at the end too. Life is a test, but it wouldn't be if you knew the answers. It can be a very much of a test, but moving through all of it. But you're here to learn these lessons, and that's why we make these contracts because we say, okay, I'm gonna, and you can go through. I know you can. I can, and in your mind's eye, see the pivotal people that step out at you that you've met,
mhm.
and maybe you never met them again, but they
Right,
made an impact. They made such an impact on your life that you'll never forget them. And
right. Like when we say sometimes people come into our lives for a reason and some for a season,
yes,
it's the same concept.
yes, and some for a lifetime. Some you'll know them forever,
Mhm.
Um, and some people you never see again. You meet them for a reason, and that's it. And that's how powerful you are as a created being, as a creator, when you make that contact with people. You meet people, you may never meet them again, may never see
Mhm.
them again, but you're making a definite impact and you're shifting things because you had a contract to meet that person for some reason. And that's why I know that every client I've had, I had a contract to meet that person.
Sure.
Even the people that I only met once, I've had some people I never met again. And then, you just like, you have to come back to center with everything and draw back into the center and say, okay, I've got to balance myself because if I never see them again, does that mean they didn't like me or, they thought I was they didn't, they didn't get it, what was going on for me, that day that we met, or they didn't like the messages spirit brought them. What am I going to do? You know, um, so maybe that's why they never called me back, or whatever. But I always just leave it at, what, if it connects for you, it does. I have to take that, and we all have to do that, take and the responsibility and absorb what we're responsible for, but then don't live in more than what's yours, carrying
Right.
it. You can't be responsible for other people's ideals and how they shift through the matrix themselves, you know. And their personal experiences. I've seen people also that um move through and then they had this great religious experience, and so now they're like, oh, I don't want to connect to anything you're saying now because it's not in alignment with my great religious experience,
Hmm.
you know and
So why do you think it would be important for people to do these things?
for soul
To
contracts or to
to
break the soul contracts.
yeah, to break them, like intentionally break them.
For freedom, for their own self, for healing, for their
Hmm.
physical body, so they don't move forward dragging a bunch of bullshit around with them that they don't need, and that's what we're, letting go of those things, those ideals, those we are living in this 3D matrix that is really an illusion around us. And if we take in what we're seeing, it will bring fear. It will bring questions. There's lots of lying going on. There's lots of deceit going on constantly in this matrix. So if we
Right.
live in that and we take it all in and when we contract to it, we can build those contracts ourselves, don't you think? And we say, I believe everything that they say, out
Hmm.
there, and it's all an illusion because how are you going to allow yourself to come into more light and move higher if you get stuck in this illusion? You can't.
Hmm.
So that's
or
what you want to break that for, so that you
or
don't.
follow somebody else's path that they've determined for you,
Yes.
if you don't align to it.
Yes, that's excellent. Yeah, exactly. You can't do that. This is about you. This is about you, your personal growth. You're moving through this space and time and through the I had such a revelation last night. It was so good. My husband and I were talking and of the centers, okay? You've got the root. You're coming up through the centers, the seven main centers, I'll say, because
Yeah.
there's many more centers in the body. Um,
And above and beyond.
and beyond. Now, these are energy centers I'm talking about, your
Mm-hmm.
energy centers, but your main energy centers. And a center is like a wheel. That's where the word chakra comes from. It means wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So you're moving through those centers. Think about this. And like you were saying the other day, so powerful. It got me so juiced because I was thinking, I was so yeah, this is it. I mean, when you hit that point and you're like explosive, the light goes on. You're moving through the root center, and like you said the other day. So when you're young, you're moving through these lower centers. That's what drives you to marriage and having babies and all these things, and to really get out there and have experiences, with other people, what would you say, with partnerships with people. You're just wanting to entwine with somebody. That's their lower centers. They're so activated when you're young. Okay, so then we're moving into the higher centers as we get older. We're moving into the
Mm-hmm.
heart center, where we connect with people on uh, a heart a heart connection. So it doesn't the lower centers don't drive us anymore. So when you get older and say you're in your 40s, maybe early 50s, and you're wanting to find a spouse or somebody or partner, you're wanting to connect with them at the heart. You're like, I need to find somebody that connects with my heart. I don't really care about, I do want them to be attractive, but that's not what I'm really worried
Right.
about. Then you move up higher into that. And so I was like thinking about this last night in a spiritual context of
Mm-hmm.
starting at the lower centers, and we're moving up as we move up into the spiritual, and spiritually as we grow, we're moving up those centers
Yeah.
until we move up into the crown, which is the highest point of expansion. And so as we come into that place, everything becomes light and we dissipate into nothingness because we become one with universe. We become
Mm-hmm.
one with God. We become one with the great universe, the great spirit. And so nothing matters then. So you can tell when you're really flowing into that fifth 5D, that fifth dimension, is because shit don't matter to you anymore. You're not down here at this level of all this kind of stuff here that, oh, look at
Right.
this. Oh, sister so and so over here, she got a new car. I want me a new car. Like right now, I got to have lots of money and a new car. Well, that's third dimension. And if that's where you want to stop, help yourself. But I want to move past that and move into the highest dimension where none of this crap matters to me. And I don't care what you got, what you own, what you don't have, but I'm living in this higher space and I've ascended through my centers. And
Mm-hmm.
so clearing that space, and that will be what I want. And that's going to clear out all the soul contracts. I don't want no soul contracts with anything in the third dimension because
No.
it's all crap, you know. Um, that's that's how I feel about it now. It's all
Oh
crap.
crap.
It's all crap. I mean, and I love stuff, in the sense of I love and enjoy physical things. I really do. But I think as I move into my space, into
That's
my
why they exist, for
higher
us to
consciousness,
enjoy them.
yeah, I love them. I think I really enjoy physical things of beauty, things that are crafted and people make because their energy's put into it, and it's so crafty and it just like gets me, you know. But man, there's nothing better than the moving into that space, that time and space where time doesn't matter. There is no time. We live by time clock. There is no time in that space. That's why you can get into a wonderful meditation and you just lose track of time. You don't care because there's no time. Wow, how long have I been here? Oh, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. And some people think, oh, you're nuts, but it's an experience. And so those contracts, those agreements that you make, you came in here with these agreements. That's what we're going to do today. Set yourself to break those agreements, those contracts, and just to, and those, I liked what you said yesterday. You said something about, what did you say? Dang, dingity dang dong. Um, I liked how you said it. Wait a
About
minute.
what?
You said it yesterday. We were talking about breaking, breaking and letting go, cutting cords of things that trigger me. And my spirit just sort of went, woo, yeah, that's it right now. That's it. That is what, we're going to do some cutting those things and cutting those cords for things that trigger you. And the triggers are what lead you back to those contracts. They lead you back to agreements and ancestral shit piles that you want rid of. That's what I'll call it. Get the shovel out today. We're just get rid of
Yeah.
them. Get rid of that stuff that's in the way, that's blocking you from moving forward. And whether it be stuff that comes back to childhood or anything, that goes back to it leads you back to where you got stuck. You got stuck in the mud here. So put your boots on and let's take a walk. That's all I can say. Yeah. So it's good. But
So we were gonna invite people to join in some clearing.
yes, that's what I want to do. Yeah. Let's
Okay.
get on. And I got my stuff with me. You got some stuff? I got
Do
my
I have
stuff.
some stuff?
Yeah, I got
Um,
some stuff here
I
for
have I have a
for,
cord that I've been saving. Now where
for
did it go?
clearing.
Did I drop it?
I got
Oh,
a
I do.
cord. I got a candle. I got some oil here to
But I don't
utilize.
have scissors. I got some nail clippers.
I don't have scissors either. I'm like, and this cord. This is like the cord of doom for everybody in the whole world. La. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna. Oh, I wonder if I could break it by just pulling on it. I might have
There
to
you
go.
go.
I might have to get scissors. I don't
I
even
would
have.
have
I don't even have a lighter for my. I need scissors and a lighter. Be right back. Hold on one second. Oh,
she did tell me that she was totally ready to do this, but I guess I'm not either.
okay. I'm ready now.
Okay, good.
I had to get my scissors and my lighter, and I'm ready. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I was really ready. Ooh, that feels good. Oh, look at that. It made me tall. I sat on a pillow.
Oh, wow,
I
you
sat
really grabbed a lot of stuff.
I made me taller. Yay, I'm really tall now. Okay. So
Cool.
okay, so I
So
think
we
we
need
need
to
to
start by putting our intentions into what we're breaking or what
yeah,
this represents. So
I'm gonna put
um,
oil on my hands.
yeah, you can do that, or you can just go ahead and say a quick, you know,
I
intention
think
or prayer or
I think
whatever you want.
we should do that. We should maybe say a quick prayer of intention with
I
uh
do have I did pull that one that I found. Do you remember I showed it to you? I don't
yes,
know if it all applies, but
really good.
let me pull that up.
I think I need more oil. Sorry. Um I don't know how this oil is going to burn. I never used this before for this. I always use something else. But I'm just like,
Well,
so this is
okay, so I'll share this. It's just
this is
a script, but I mean you can do what
yeah,
you're
you can utilize.
whatever you're drawn to.
I think it would be good to read through that as we're doing this. I think we're just going to um uh, just sort of
Can you see it?
yeah, yeah, sort of, yeah. Make it a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, I like it. Okay, perfect. We can read that. And
Okay.
so we're just
And while
like,
you're doing that, I'm gonna go get my own scissors.
okay, yeah, get your scissors. Just want to pray today, set our intention for this cord burning ceremony. I'm going to light my candle and get it here, get it ready. This is a black candle and it just went out. It didn't want to go. I don't want to let go of the cords. No, don't burn me. I don't want to burn. No. Okay, so I'm going to get the candle set and put it in this pot here so that it can burn. And we just thank you, Spirit. I just want to say a prayer of intention today of Prayer of intention and gratitude. I got my little candle going here. This candle represents you. It represents me. It's our sacred flame. Every man is lit of God and has a sacred flame. So that's why we use a candle as a representation. This is a physical representation of a spiritual experience. We're having spiritual experience. We are we are created beings. We are spiritual beings in this matrix, in this incarnated world, and we take on this flesh. So this is what we truly are. We are lit of God, and we come in here with contracts, with agreements, with things that are no longer serving us. So that's what this is about today. So you got your candle, doesn't matter what color it is. You take a piece of cord, twine, whatever. I use a little oil because oil is also a symbol of spirit. It's a symbol of covering the cord, which is those things you corded to, those contracts that you've made, whether they be, I'm just going to start just speaking what spirit is channeling to me and giving me contracts for poverty, contracts for abuse. I feel like there is contract. Um, there's been contracts created for, yeah, for addiction. There's contracts that have been created and triggers. We're just releasing all of this today. And we just thank you, Spirit. We just come into alignment and we just take this cord and I just want you to just put it in your hands and hold on to it. If you have a cord and you join us because you ran and got some cord and a candle, that's cool. If you don't, this is for you and we are holding space for you and we are doing this together as a clearing for you today. Just clearing those soul contracts, those agreements, that ancestral karma. This is like the grand finale. Boom! Let it happen. Boom! For the week. The grand finale of clearing for the week. This has been a fantastic week. Fantastic. We're so blessed and honored to be here with you. Okay, so are we going to just read this together, or you want me to read it, or you want to read it? And we'll just start burning.
Go ahead. I'll
Okay.
demonstrate over here as you do it.
Okay.
Are we burning these cords or are we just cutting them?
We're burning them. Let them go. Burn
Okay. We're
cords.
gonna cut them and then burn them.
Yep. I cut mine already. So
Oh,
am I ready to? I put oil on it, and I'm just saying a prayer over it, and
okay.
and then we're gonna burn it and just let
Okay.
it go. I love burning stuff. Shannon and I are one and sisters of the burning, because we love to burn stuff. So
Burn it
because
all.
it's so effective. It's so effective. Just lets go of everything. There's nothing left but dust. So, and that's what we want. So, by divine decree today, under the law of grace, in the name of God, goddesses, all that is, and my own divine, I am presence. I formally rescind any and all vows and break any and all agreements that I or anyone else in this body has ever made in this or any other lifetime, or anyone in my genetic or soul lineage across space, time, and dimension. And I release to the light any and all energies, entities, attachments, mechanisms, structures, implants, programs, codes, beliefs, curses, perceptions, or pictures of reality that have supported or maintained these vows and agreements by divine decree under the law of grace in the name of God and goddesses and all that is, and my own divine I am presence. I formally request for the complete deactivation of the death hormone and the complete release of all beliefs, programs, genetic memory that age, disease, pain, suffering, and death are natural, inevitable, and real. And so it is. And we just
Amen.
release all triggers, everything for you, for those we are connected with today, whoever's viewing, and we thank you for it. And here we go. And light them up.
I
Oh,
am.
wow.
Obviously, put them in a safe container.
Yes, obviously. Do this in a safe container. That's right. That's why I have a safe container that I burn regularly in. And you could use a pot out of the kitchen, a a, a anything that will work really well. Um, and it's burning. It's burning. Whoa, it's burning. Thank you, Spirit. We just thank you for this beautiful, beautiful fire of release today. We have gratitude. It's a new day,
Just
and you just want to
watching it
breathe.
burn.
Yeah, me too. Just breathe in and take a nice deep breath of release and exhale and just blow it out and just that cleansing breath, just letting go of all that crap that you don't need today, having to do with any connection to triggers, ancestral karma, soul contracts that you don't want in agreement. And mine's still burning down in there.
I'm making sure it burns.
She's like, light them up, baby, light them up.
Uh,
It's burning. It's burning. All those things. We just thank you for that. I'm just gonna open my center for some messages. See if Spirit has any messages that needs to come forth before we are done with this. Just any messages, and are just coming into gratitude and centering right now. We thank you.
burn,
You're
baby, burn.
uh, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, mine's
It's gone.
still burning.
It's
There's a
gone.
lot, a
It
lot
was
of
like
stuff.
this. It was a string off of like one of my tops,
Yeah,
and it was like all cotton. So I'm like, oh, that's a good thing to burn. And
yeah.
I probably should have put a little bit more oil in it, but
Uh,
never, don't really want to lose my eyebrows on camera.
no, no, that wouldn't be good. No, this is mine's still burning. Honestly, it's there's a lot of I just holding space for all those people that sent and came into agreement and alignment with this today. Um, this is for you. Uh, so that's why it's
And us,
taking time.
we are the collective, right?
Yes, it's for you. It's for the collective. Yes.
And I typically let my candle burn through the rest of it, and let it burn itself out.
Mm-hmm. I probably won't do that. I don't know if I will or not. Sort of feel guided about it. It's okay though.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. So it's working on that cord that I put in there. It's still working on it. There's a lot of it left there. Just holding that space. Um, just holding space for healing
Mine's gone.
wow, childhood contracts. That's what spirit is telling me. Childhood abuse,
Hmm.
holding space for that, healing space for that, letting go of those things. It's your day. It's your day to move forward. Beautiful, beautiful. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. We thank you, Spirit. Yours is gone. Wow.
Yeah, it's gone, gone.
My candle just fell over. Wow. My
You
candle
see how
fell
powerful
over.
you are?
It fell over and it's still burning. Oh, I wish I could show you this. You won't believe it. Maybe I can.
Oh, in your little pot.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
still burning. And look at my cords. It's still burning.
oh, well, there you go. Good.
It's still happening. It's still going at it. Candle is like going out, but the cord is still going.
Yeah, you probably will let that candle burn out then.
I'm going
Yeah, mine's
to,
gone. So
you're gone. Okay, beautiful. Well, that was lovely. Mine is
yes,
fin mine is finishing up. That was beautiful, and very honoring. And I thank you for this beautiful experience and beautiful time together today.
thank you.
So lovely. It's been a wonderful week.
And thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Hopefully this is helpful and it'll
Yeah.
encourage you to, you know, hang, get learn more about your own divinity and how you're a powerful being that can choose any path you want.
Yes, I love that. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. This has been amazing. So blessings
Yeah.
to all of you, and we will see you next week. Yay.
Yes.
And,
Have a great, happy Easter, everyone.
have a wonderful, yeah, life, death, and resurrection weekend. It's going
Mm-hmm.
to be awesome. And blessings. Love you. Thank you,
Love you
Shannon.
too.
Love you. And all of you. Love you. Blessings and namaste. Mhm.
Namaste.
Bye.